Topping today's news, the Deputy Prime Minister and former Prime Minister weigh in on the rape allegations against a sitting member of Parliament, a fire erupting at the police headquarters this morning, and the women of the official opposition putting pressure on the government to build a shelter for battered women. I'm Jcn Saunders. This is your JCN Evening News. It's a pleasure to have you join us. Police are probing allegations of rape and threats of death that were made by the former girlfriend of a sitting Progressive Liberal Party member of Parliament. While no identities have been revealed of either party, as recently as Monday, an article in a local daily, The Tribune, the victim filed a report against the PLP member of Parliament with police alleging that he raped, choked, and struck her, and also made threats of death against her and her family. While details of the allegations, as well as the complaint filed to police, have not been relayed in any police reports to date, when questioned on the matter on Tuesday, Acting Prime Minister Chester Cooper said this.
There is a complaint with the police in relation to some very serious allegations. I'm certain that the police will investigate aggressively, and we believe in the rule of law, and we are confident that due process will prevail and the police will do their jobs.
According to the Tribune's article, the victim and the Member of Parliament had been in a relationship for 2 years. The victim revealed that physical abuse began in September or October of last year when she was choked until passing out by the Member of Parliament, who also threatened to kill her family while she watched and then killing her. There was also a timeline of events in the article which ended with the filing of a complaint to the police on April 7th. Former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert is weighing in on the accusations made against a sitting member of Parliament who has been accused of raping and assaulting his now ex-girlfriend. The former Prime Minister asserts that while the accused member of Parliament is innocent until proven guilty, he questions why the member has not been called in for questioning by the police.
I'm only surprised that the member has not been called in yet for questioning. Why the delay? I do not support any form of violence against women, violence at all. And this even makes it even more important why it's essential for gender-based violence bill has to be passed, why it's important for marital rape to be recognized as a true entity and passed. Whether rape is rape, whether in marriage or relationship. And these are matters that has to be dealt with, and individuals should not be afraid to speak the truth. But I'm concerned that he's not being called in for questioning. After all, the FNM members were called in for questions, were investigated and dealt with, whether appropriately or not, very quickly.
When asked if the Member of Parliament should resign from his seat, Dr. Minnis says while the accusations are serious, he says they are only accusations. Dr. Minnis also responding to allegations made against the police by the victim and her family regarding the way officers are handling the investigation.
The accusations. Nothing is being proven. Everyone is innocent until proven otherwise.
As reporters camped outside the House of Assembly this morning, just before the start of the House proceedings, they did get a chance to question the accused Abaco Member of Parliament about the allegations made against him. However, he declined to comment. Meanwhile, a 34-year-old male nurse from a cruise ship that was docked here in the capital is in police custody after an allegation of sexual assault was lodged against him by a female cruise passenger. The victim, a 43-year-old female from Cleveland, Ohio, told police on Tuesday that while on board the cruise ship, she was sexually assaulted by a male nurse in the infirmary of that vessel. Chief Superintendent and Police Press Liaison Officer Chrislyn Skippings gave reporters these details on the matter.
Yesterday morning at about 7:30, we received information that a female visitor was on board a cruise ship. It is further reported that she had reason to go to the infirmary, and while at the infirmary, she indicated that She might have been given some medication, and she alleged that she may have been sexually assaulted. I can't say that the matter is actively being investigated by our department. The alleged person is in custody, and so we're actively investigating at this time. I may also note to add that the person or the suspect is not a Bahamian, and so our investigations continue at this particular.
The matter is still under active police investigation. Issues concerning women's rights and their protection is still a topic of national discussion, now being brought to the forefront with the allegations of rape and abuse of a woman by a sitting member of parliament and the double murder of a mother and daughter recently. The thoughts and opinions of other MPs on the matter has been circulating around news. This morning, while speaking with media, Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Mario Boleg, gave his thoughts on the matter.
Well, I wouldn't say whether I support it or not. It's still something that is being looked at, and you have to truly look at it from all aspects, the holistic approach of it, biblically and all other means of it. So for me, I'm still debating and investigating the information so that when I truly decide to make a decision, it would be based on facts and what I think it should be. But I don't believe that any man or woman should be taken advantage of in any form or fashion when it comes to it.
Opposition Member of Parliament for St. Anne's, Adrian White, while not calling for the accused Member of Parliament to resign, stated that there are constitutional rules in place to deal with such matters, a sentiment seemingly shared by Minister Boleg.
The system has a process, and everything is a process. So investigation is ongoing. I believe that there's quite a lot of confidence in the police to do their investigating thoroughly and properly in the way it should be done. And when that is finished and said and done with, then the facts will be revealed. And so we just leave it just like that, allow the process to take its place.
Other political leaders have given their thoughts on the matter, with Minister of Works and Utilities Alfred Sayers saying he supports criminalization of all forms of rape, including marital rape. Meanwhile, on Tuesday, the Free National Movement held a press conference concerning domestic violence, the gender violence bill, and other issues facing women in the country. As one of the speakers, Senator Maxine Seymour criticized the government for not doing enough on such issues and for delaying the construction of a safe house for battered women.
How many more women have to be hurt, possibly fatally, for gender violence to be taken seriously and prioritized by the government? Every day that shelter is delayed is another 24 hours that women are forced to remain in homes that are not safe. Yesterday's front page headlines were heart-wrenching and only tipped the iceberg of what has become a trend of abuse. On a Monday morning, in a nation deemed Christian, dailies reported the gruesome death of a mother and teenage daughter, along with allegations of rape and physical abuse from a woman who credits one of our country's political leaders. Hear me clearly. In fiscal 2022-2023, the New Day government is spending $5.2 million on our independence celebration and $16.1 million on travel and subsistence, and $0 on the construction of a safe home for abused and battered women.
Senator Seymour was also very critical of the government and its use of the public funds to stage events she deemed less important than the protection of abused women and children.
The Davis administration has prioritized revelry, photo ops, and frequent flyer miles over the safety and well-being of the women and children who are citizens and residents of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Imagine using Treasury money to host an Easter egg hunt in the capital when women and children are in fear for their lives with nowhere to go to seek refuge. Every day that shelter is delayed is another 24 hours that a woman has to suffer at the hands of her abuser. Please, Mr. Prime Minister, make this a priority.
The women of the FNM are also calling on the police to not waste time in their investigations into the allegations of rape and physical abuse and death threats made against a sitting member of Parliament. The Security Intelligence Building front porch of the Royal Bahamas Police Force headquarters was extensively damaged following a blaze Wednesday morning. Luckily, there were no injuries. Director of Fire Services, Chief Superintendent of Police Kendrick Morris, telling reporters on the scene that the fire erupted just after 9 a.m.
The fire department received a call from police control room with regards to a building fire located at the Security Intelligence Branch located at police headquarters. As a result of this information received, the fire department responded with three fire appliances and their respective crews. Upon arrival, we met the northern porch section of a 21-room, two-story stone structure engulfed. The fire was quickly attacked and extinguished, resulting in extensive fire damages to the porch area.
The fire department investigators are currently conducting inquiries into the cause of the fire. At the time of the interview, Chief Superintendent Morris says the cause of the blaze was unknown. Superintendent Dwight Adderley, Director of Security Intelligence, confirming to reporters on the scene this morning that no staff members were injured and there were no damages to the documents or equipment in the Security Intelligence Building. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back after these commercials.